All right, in other news, the president is on the move this week promoting his plan to improve cybersecurity. The agenda today is all about blocking identity theft and improving privacy.
Tomorrow, the focus will be about protecting online communication. We are joined now by CNET editor Dan Ackerman. All right, Dan, the internet, almost by definition, is open. What can the government do to protect us?
Yeah, clearly this is sort of like prompted by that big Sony hack, but these things happen all the time. You almost hear about a new case, every day. And what can the government do versus what private companies can do? It can devote resources, I suppose, to law enforcement. It can emphasize criminal penalties for cyber criminals. It can ask companies to be more careful with what they do with people's data, maybe get more explicit permissions before they share information or they hold on to your personal information.
It seems, though, that technically speaking, we're always one step behind the hackers. I mean, what can realistically be done to get out ahead of cyber criminals?
It's really difficult to do because you have different groups whose kind of motives and methods may kind of seem similar, but they're actually very different. Some groups are kind of political groups. That's kind of what happened to Sony. Other groups are sort of criminal groups. They're looking for a profit motive. They're looking to steal people's credit card information or other financial data. And frankly, a lot of cyber crime is really just what we call griefers, people who are just trying to cause trouble. They don't have any political or financial motive. How do you get out in front of those guys? I'm not sure there's a way that you can.
Switching gears slightly here, Anonymous announced within the past couple of days that they were going to start attacking jihadist websites with a denial of service where they
that's the
overwhelm
most
the
basic
system.
sort of attack, and that's the same thing that happened to actually the video game networks over the holidays.
Right.
That's sort of like flooding a system with a lot of requests so that nobody else can get in.
These websites are used to recruit Westerners to join the cause of ISIS or just cause problems, terrorism. But I have a lot of people who ask me, why doesn't the government do that? Is that fair game, or are there laws against the government actually doing that kind of thing?
Well, the government is probably involved in a lot of sort of anti-cyber, terrorism, cybercrime initiatives that they don't talk about. They don't really discuss their methodology, especially right after the Sony hack. All of a sudden, North Korea lost their internet access, and everyone said, "Oh, we have no idea what's happening there." So I don't think they really talk about that. But a lot of times, these websites jump from server to server. They're hosted in foreign countries. We don't have a direct legal way to sort of interfere with those, and they just pop up and move all the time. So it's very hard to kind of like send a letter to like a company saying, please take down this website.
Yeah, because I was going to say, it can sometimes get complicated when you're talking about the government talking to the private sector, trying to get them to cooperate, because some people are worried about what that could mean. Privacy advocates are worried about some companies turning over data without their authorization. It gets dicey.
And private companies are not looking for more regulation. They always complain that the first thing the government always wants to do is install hard-coded backdoors into security and encryption software, and nobody in the industry thinks that makes anything more secure.
All right, Dan Ackerman, thank you so much.
Thanks, Ed.